Hi everyone, Max from Crisscross Design here, and today I would like to make a little review about one of my frame. Here is actually the WASP frame, and I believe this is the one of the most advanced racing frames that are currently available on the market, and I will explain you why. So let's start. The first thing that I would like to mention that I think most of you already see that the frame actually is stretched text, and I believe this type of the frame, I mean the stretched X frames, are working better for racing. I think most of you already seen very informative and detailed videos done by the Kebab about the layouts of the frames and the differences between the layouts of the frames. And honestly saying, I'm also adept of the religion of unloading of the disk, and uh, I, I think there is something within that, and it is actually working. But this is just my subjective opinion, nothing more. I will not go deep with the unloading disk theory. I just show you a few points that, by my opinion, works better for racing. The first thing, the stretch text layout by the default is removing such an annoying thing like as interference between the ear that goes from the front props to the rear props. The next thing that I have implemented within this frame, and what is actually corresponding to the disk unloading theory, is that I have moved the position of the motors, position of the props further from the frame. And this frame is not 5-inch frame. This is a 6-inch frame, and you can put also the 6-inch props on here. But the reason for that I believe that the further the prop is from your frame, from your actually build or structure, the more efficient it works. Okay, let's see what makes this frame unique to the other frames that are currently available on the market. And the first thing that I would like to mention that I already said about this one, that the motors, actually the motor mounts, have two positions. The first of them, the further position, when you have more distance between the center of the prop and the frame, but it is easily can be changed as far as you unscrew it from one side, and from one side you can change it. So what I mean, in that position, the prop will be by 8 mm closer to the frame, and it gives you the a lot of options within the frame. As you can see right now, the layout of the frame is slightly changed, and I call it hybrid right now. So the front props are much closer to the frame, the rear props are further from the frame. This particular feature of possibility to swap motor mounts to the further or the closer position, and what I believe give you different options for fine tuning. And this is not all, actually. You can fine tune it even more. For instance, if you want to make the rear props to be more cleared from the front props, you can actually swap arms also. As you can see, they are not symmetrical also. And if we swap them from bottom to the top position, uh, there will be more space between the props. I will try to show you right now. So as you can see right now, let's see from my side. Okay, now you see the front props, position of the front props are lower than the rear props, and I think it will help also to uh, for props work, for a more efficient props work. So, and as well, you can try to different variations, right? Different variations of the props position, motor positioning, and what is best for you within one frame. So just repeat everything. So we have longer arms, stretch text layouts, the swappable motor mounts, swappable arms. Everything is made just with one thing to make frame work efficiently during the racing, and additionally give to the racer or to the pilot some options for fine-tuning. Now let's speak about some other cool features that I have implemented within my frame. And the first thing that I would like to mention, and I believe this is a unique for the vertical arms frame, the possibility for mounting of regular ESC without any problem. As you can see here, here I am using the Race 32. Yeah, it's Race 32 by Airbot ESCs, and they are actually mounted very good. Just need some electrical tape around the end. It's ready to fly. The other feature that I would like to mention, I think most of you already found, that the battery can be positioned on the top and on the bottom with no problem. The next feature, or not feature, but probably feature, that the camera that I have on some cutout on the top plate that allows for directing the camera with 90 degrees or even more if you like, but it depends. I've never seen that someone is flying with more than 90 degrees, but anyway. The last thing that I would like to mention, as you can see here, as far as I'm using the regular ESC, I have saved some space in the stack, and there is two options for the arms. This particular arm is a 30mm high arms, but you can buy 25mm arms, but I'm not recommending to use 25mm arms for not unexperienced pilots or builders, because the 25mm arms required um, I think it requires some skills and actually the proper proper choice of the equipment that you will install. I think with 25 millimeter arms works best some all-in-one products such as guard from Airbot or some similar products where you have only one one stage. No, okay, how to say one one floor stacks or one stage. I don't know. I think you understand what I mean. So here you can see how it's done on the bottom. So the camera is actually staying on the own bracket, so there is no additional standoff or something. Here I have some cutouts, special cutouts for zip type to fix the battery strap, and that it stays in place during the so it stays in place during the crashes when the battery fly away. Here I have put the receiver's antennas on sides, but it doesn't matter actually. You can put in every position you want. If you want to protect even more the camera, that you are afraid that it can be hit by the gate or something, I actually have designed the pod for a camera protection pod, and you can download it on my website in the blog section. I have received a lot of questions regarding the, not a lot, but some of you have asked why the motors are positioned here. Aren't they in this position more more fragile and less durable, and can be easily broken or whatever? No, the first thing I will tell that the motor mounts are made from the 7075 T6 aluminum. This is the most strongest aluminum. One of them, actually, not most, but any one of them, aluminum alloy. And the second thing, during the crash, actually the motors, as you can see here, I'll show you, the motors are protected by the arm. The additional thing about this position, sure, it's considered the drag force is directed not in the center of the arm, and it will try to twist the arm around the axis. To minimize this effect, I have added inside of the carbon fiber the 45 degrees layers. So it means the layers inside this sheet from which arms have been made is not only in perpendicular directions like that, but also in the 45 degrees directions. So it will adding some torsion strength and rigidity. The last thing that I would like to discuss with you and explain more is a question of the vibrations. You know well that the kebab have cancelled his development of vertical arms frame just due to the difficulties that goes from the I mean reducing of the vibration and the installation. Honestly speaking, the also some of the regular arms frames can oscillate and vibrate, and sometimes problems goes not from the frames but from the equipment that is used. But I can agree by default the vertical arms are vibrating more than the regular arms, and as I already explained it, I have implemented some uh, um, some technology and some components some structure of the frame that will reduce the vibrations as much as possible. The first of all, I already said that the design in actually the layout, not the layout, the structure of the carbon that I'm using is different to the carbon fiber sheets that are using in most of the frames. I have 45 degrees inside. It is adding the torsion strength and the rigidity. The second thing that, as you can see, that the arms are connected to the top and the bottom plates with the bracket, special bracket. So it's not only carbon to carbon connection, but also the aluminum in between. That such solution is making frame more rigid. And the last thing for sure, if even even though this will not helping you and the frame is continuing to vibrate, I'm offering to use additional braces in between the motors. It should be installed like that. It's actually a very simple yet effective solution to remove vibrations completely. This solution makes makes the whole construction very rigid and helps a lot. But honestly saying, this is the I find these braces very ugly, and this is not my way of the design, and not my way of the thinking. I like very clean and efficient design with efficient solutions. And honestly saying, I'm not stopped here, and I have finished the development of the second version of my frames, and I hope soon it will be pushed to the production, and I will introduce it to the public. On my next version, there is no need for additional braces. There is vibrations similar to the regular arms vibration. Still, it is the vertical arms frames. So stay tuned, subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and happy flying.